Hello everyone, welcome back to my corner. Today we have a very interesting video that I'm kind of scared to post. I also don't want people to interpret it the wrong way. I am not in any way trying to be hateful. I am simply sharing my opinions, and who knows, maybe someone will convince me to pick these books up. But if that doesn't happen, that's also okay. Today I'm going to be talking about the books that I think I will never read. Like I said, I do not intend this to be a hateful video. I do not intend to send any hate to the authors, as well as the people who enjoyed these books. If you enjoyed these books, that is perfectly okay. I just don't think I will. I do say never, but again, never say never. Who knows, one day I might pick these books up. Maybe someone will convince me to finally read these books, but as of now, from what I know now, I don't plan on reading these books. The first book that we have on here is Credence by Penelope Douglas. I think this is the one book that I am fully confident that I will never ever read. I have heard nothing but terrifying things about this book. I know that the main character ends up doing dirty things with her family members, and it's just something that rubs me off in the wrong way. Like, why? And what I can't comprehend is how someone could write this and expect people to actually enjoy it. Like, there's just so much wrong with it that I think it's better if I just don't read this. The next book on here is Icebreaker. This book has brought a lot of controversy to the book community, and in my opinion, has brought up a conversation that I would really like to touch on. The last two-ish years, there's been like an uprising of new readers coming into the book community, and with that, a lot of them heavily focus on smut and romance, and because of that, authors feel the need to include a lot of tropes and all these smut scenes in order to get the reader's attention. These readers also classify a book a bad book because it doesn't have smut, and it's just, I do not intend to shame anyone who loves smut and is their preference of reading. However, it's kind of influenced the way that authors write true romance books, and it's just really sad. I also heard that the main couple end up doing it in an Uber while he's dressed up as Gru. No, thank you. The next book that kind of makes me sad is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This book has been so popular ever since I started reading back in 2020 with like OG Book Talk. This book was everywhere, and I mean everywhere. And I say that it's sad that I'm not reading this book. You're probably thinking like, oh, if you really wanted to read it, why don't you just read it? I feel like I missed the timeline or the time frame where I can actually read it and enjoy it. As I've gotten older, I've started to read a lot more new adult fantasy books and romance books. If you know, you know, this book was heavily promoted on the romance, the main couple, Jude and Carden. I think that's his name. And as people started reading it, they realized that this book has no romance whatsoever. And with all the hype around this series and the main couple, I've mentally set up expectations. I don't think, and I know that these expectations won't be met. So why am I going to read a book that I know will disappoint me? I'm not saying that a book has to have romance, especially a fantasy book has to have romance in order for it to be good. It's just the fact that I have set this expectation in my head that is not going to be met, and unfortunately, I just can't get past it. So, overall, I just think that I've outgrown the time where I can read this and enjoy it. The next book on here is Haunting Adeline. This book is terrifying. It's actually so terrifying. Fun fact, I've actually thought about reading this book for a vlog just for pure entertainment. If I were to read this, it would be satire, and I would do it for your guys' entertainment, not for mine. And I just think to myself, if I'm not going to enjoy it, why waste my time reading it? You know what I mean? And again, it sounds terrifying. The things that the male character does to the FMC, he puts a gun inside her. I not trying to shame anyone, but I don't understand how someone could read this and actually enjoy it. Like, the things that he does to her are just so far that I don't think I can overlook them and actually think or consider that he actually cares for her. And this is a romance book. Why would I read a romance book where I won't feel satisfied with the romance or the couple? The next book that I don't think I'll ever read is A Little Life. I mean, it's pretty self explanatory. Everyone markets this book as really sad. A lot of people read it in videos where they read really sad books, and I've seen a lot of, like, I don't think I've ever seen a happy video about this book. Why would I put myself through that when the point of reading is to escape any negative emotions or any negative things going on in my life? Why would I? No. For the most part, I've heard that this book is just sad, depressing corn, and I'm pretty sure there's more to the story. I'm sure there's more to the plot. I'm sure there's more meaning behind the book. I just don't think it's worth my emotional and mental stability to find out. Okay, if he had been with me, I am so sick of seeing this book all over my For You page and it being classified the saddest book ever. I'm personally not someone who cries easily when it comes to books, unless I am so emotionally attached to them and I am looking at Crooked Kingdom. This is a young adult romance, and like Cruel of Prince, I definitely think that I am too old to be reading this book and actually enjoying it. I heard that the main character wears tiaras to school, and I'm sorry. That's just gonna cringe me out way too much. People really like this book because of this sad and tragic love story, but in order for me to feel the devastation and the tragedy, I have to actually be emotionally invested with these characters, or at least their romance, and I don't think I'm going to feel that. These next two are going to make so many people mad. The first one is Magnolia Parks. I know. I actually wanted to read this. Everyone said that it was very similar to Gossip Girl, and I love Gossip Girl, but I also heard that this book is mainly a lot of miscommunication and toxic relationships, and that just red flag for me. I feel like I wouldn't be able to look past it and I would just be annoyed the entire time. And why would I want to read a romance where I'm going to be annoyed the entire time? My favorite genres are fantasy, sci-fi, dystopian. The only time that I actually willingly pick up a romance book is when I need a palate cleanser from those types of books. Whenever I reach for those books, I'm looking for a quick, cute, entertaining, like fast-paced book. But because of that, why would I willingly pick up a romance series that the only plot is the romance? Like, I don't think I would find that entertaining because, again, I like my books with plot and romance, not just romance. Not that there's anything wrong with the book. I mean, obviously, like the toxic relationships, but I'm sure that there's a reason why everyone seems to keep reading and looking over it. But again, it's just not something I would be into. This one is going to for sure make you guys hate me. I don't think I will ever read Binding 13. This goes with what I said about Magnolia Parks. This book, I'm pretty sure, is just a romance series. And also, I am tired of hearing about this book. I am sick of it. All I hear about this book is about how sad it is, and it's just people posting videos about themselves crying to it. Another thing that I have seen so much about on Book Talk is grown women. I'm talking like late 20s, 30s, okay, saying the most diabolical, disgusting things about teenagers. Like, I'm sorry? I'm sorry? And also, I saw a lot of controversy about the most recent book because apparently the author only wrote about abuse and rape in a romance book. From people who have read the entire series, people have talked about how it was unnecessary for the entire book to be about that. So, yeah, those are the books that I have no interest in reading. Again, this was not meant with negative intentions. If you liked these books, good for you. Maybe you can convince me otherwise. But aside from that, thank you so much for watching.